urging truckers a voice in this 12 billion a year industry. So let's go over to her. Desiree, I know you're in Midrand. You've got two guests with you, and it's a very good morning to you again.
Thank you very much, Leanne. Indeed, I do. And as you know, trucks touch almost every part of our economic and social life, whether it's be transporting liquids, transporting goods. And as they travel the roads and traverse the country, they are controlled by certain regulations. And somebody who is a stakeholder in the TASA meeting today is from the Road Traffic Infringement Agency. Mr. Japh Chuwe, welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you very much, Desiree.
Mr. Chuwe, we'll talk about other things. You've been in the news this week, but let's start with TASA. How do you interact with this body?
Well, the interaction that we have with TASA is part of our strategic partnership with anybody, all the key stakeholders that have got to play in the road safety space. And we emphasize one key issue, that road safety is everybody's responsibility. It is not one-sided that we only expect government to be able to lead the process and talk about road safety, but everybody that seeks out enjoying the use and benefits of the road infrastructure network must make a positive contribution in that respect.
Give us a sense of truckers and the scenario of infringement.
Well, a number of infringements that are done by the truckers, one has got to be able to understand it. Firstly, on the basis that it's not only in terms of the truckers, but all the public transport, the hauliers and the road players in that respect. They, in the main, are always exposed to driving for longer periods than the majority of the general members of the public. And in that respect, the people that take charge of these vehicles hold professional driving licenses. And by being a professional driver means you get more practice to be on the road doing the right things, and therefore in that respect we expect them to have the least number of infringement in that respect. And for us to achieve our mandate is to be able to ensure that we empower them with the requisite knowledge and the responsibilities of what it takes to increase road safety.
We're also joined by Undabezita Queen Mbata Zwane from Mashao Safina Transport. You are a woman owner in the trucking business, but we had a conversation earlier. You were talking about the fact that the transformation efforts that have been put in place are working. Tell us about your road to where you are today. You started with 2 trucks and now you have 20 trucks.
Yes, Desiree, we started with 2 trucks and currently we're on 20 trucks, and it hasn't been an easy road. It's a very challenging and it's white dominated, particularly male dominated, and but I think it's about the focus and the vision to be a role player in the industry.
What would you say to other women watching us right now thinking, I actually want to go into this business? What does it take? Because the one big problem we have is people thinking money making. Is that all it's about?
Definitely not a quick get rich scheme. It's not. You need to have a passion for it. You need to know that it is to contribute to the economy of our country. You are key into that, because if you look at what we eat, what we take to hospital and everywhere, it's through road
with trucks.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you are very, very important, key role person in that industry. So therefore, it has to be a passion must be with you, and you must focus, and you must understand that it's gonna take a while for you to understand the industry as well, to understand the road industry itself.
Thank you very much. And Tati Chuwe, while we have you here, let's talk about the ARTO bill. It's now at an advanced stage. Tell us about the developments there.
Oh yes, indeed the ARTO amendment bill is an enhancement of the current framework that is there. The ARTO Act is there, is applicable. We have identified some of the loopholes that need to be attended to before we set out on a national rollout. Yeah. And we therefore came up with the amendment bill. Some of the key elements that are incorporated in the amendment bill is to enable us to take leverage of the highly advanced technological developments. Thus, it makes provision for the electronic service of documents so that infringers are able to interact.
Because we're time-tied, we might have to call you into the studio one of these days to have a further conversation about ARTO. But this week, a very polarizing advertising campaign that came on air about looking at religion and looking at traditional healers. The people who loved it absolutely loved it, thought it was spot on. Those who hated it thought your organization was insulting them. What thinking went into these adverts that you put up? And now that you've seen the response from society, how are you taking it further?
In the main, the response that we have had has been overwhelmingly supportive of the adverts. And what we sought to do is identify aspects and critical elements in society that would find the greatest resonance with people on day-to-day basis.
Queen, I'm going to ask you to move over as Mr. Chuwe speaks, and we can walk over as you talk.
Yes, so we're looking for things that would find the greatest resonance with people in society. We have taken a humorous step at some of the shenanigans that have been reported by bogus people that are expected to take a leading role in society. It may be cultural leaders.
But quickly, how are you responding to the outcry?
Well, we don't see it as an outcry. We have already engaged with the Cultural, Religious and Linguistics Commission. They've given their stamp of approval and confirmed that there is nothing offensive in terms of those adverts, but those adverts actually seek to educate our people to make sure that they can easily understand and identify bogus leaders that may mislead them. And in that respect,
we're going to leave it there because we're time tight. But Dr. Chuwe is the Chief Executive of the Road Transport Infringement Agency, representing government, a stakeholder in the Truckers Association SA meeting today. And Queen, thank you so much for your time. And we thought we'd bring in the element of other owners in the tracking system, but we seem to have lost time on that. But guys, you're doing amazing work. Thank you so much. And thanks for making the time. Sorry we didn't have the time to talk.
All right, there you go. That's it. Thanks so much for watching.